February Report with your host, Redkwan. I was looking and I realized that I have videos filled up until the end of February and I still hadn't started on this. Whoops. But February is a short month, so you can cut me a bit of slack. If you don't know, this is a series where every month I look at how the Nintendo Switch is doing, how it did in the last month, and how it will do in the month ahead. It's pretty much exactly what you would expect. Hello all 126 of you, I'm Redkwan, and here is the Switch February Report. So, for announcements in February, we got nothing at all. Oh wait, actually there was an announcement for Hello Neighbor, the game where you go into a house. That one. And maybe some other stuff, maybe? I don't know, that's all I could find. February didn't get a direct either, and definitely didn't get that huge direct that was supposed to come in January. So at this point, that whole thing was probably wrong. And you know, I have to make my videos a little in advance, so if there was a big announcement or a direct in the last few days, well, I didn't cover it. But I blame Nintendo. But even though there probably weren't any big announcements for the Switch, February did see a bit of a pickup in terms of games. The biggest hitters were Bayonetta 1 and 2. Yeah, Bayonetta is yet another Wii U port, but it wasn't made by Nintendo, so I'll cut it some slack. Especially since the games are so good. And I know what you're thinking. Redkwan actually played one of the games in his dumb monthly report series? No, I just heard it's good. I'm a disappointment. But everyone I've ever heard talk about the games loves them, so if you trust everyone, then they're pretty awesome. Another big game coming to the Switch is Payday 2. Is that actually a big game? I have no idea. It's getting a physical release, so I guess relatively. I'm coming off January where the biggest game on the Switch was Celeste or something like that, so anything I've heard of seems pretty big. I honestly don't really know how good Payday 2 on the Switch will be, because it releases on the 27th, and there's no way I could wait until the 27th to figure out what people think about it. But the original release of it was supposed to be pretty good, I think. I haven't played it though, so yeah. Other than that, we really didn't get much of anything, at least that I can say anything about. And Nintendo has continued the trend of not releasing a first-party game through February too. I think it's a little weird that people are still praising Nintendo for avoiding game droughts on the Switch, but ever since October, they haven't really made anything. I know it's the downtime of the year, and they did a great job in 2017, but still. At least it looks like things will start picking up again in March. March will see the release of Kirby Star Allies, an up to 4-player Kirby game that I believe goes back to the power overlapping system of some past games. I'm not a Kirby expert at all, and I can't say I really know anything about the history of the series or anything, but it looks like a pretty good game, but probably nothing mind-blowing. The other Nintendo game is the starter edition of Splatoon 2, which is Splatoon 2 with a strategy guide and some stickers. Sure, I guess. The only other physical release confirmed for next month is Scribblenauts Showdown, which I'm honestly probably more likely to get than Kirby. I've always thought the Scribblenauts games were cool, and if I were to buy one game next month, it would probably be that, honestly. The last game I thought looks cool is North. I pretty much just looked at the picture on the Nintendo website, but it looks pretty cool. It's one of those creepy exploration-y games, I think, which I've always wanted to play, but they only seem to come out on the PC, so I don't really get the chance. And to add another plus to it, it's only $3. Maybe that isn't a great sign, but there's only a certain amount of disappointment you can have with a $3 game. So what about the Switch sales? I bet sales of consoles were average, probably pretty similar to what we saw in January. This time of year isn't usually big for sales, but then again, that probably isn't stopping the Switch. I bet sales in March will pick up a little, with some bigger games starting to trickle out, but it probably won't be too much of an increase. Game sales were pretty alright this month, especially with Bayonetta coming out. I bet the game sales were pretty good because of that, and the next month's sales will probably be better still with some new Nintendo games finally coming. I also really think that there will be a direct next month, unless of course there's one this month in between now and the end of the month. There hasn't been one since January, and the one in January was a direct mini. We still don't really know much of anything about the year, which makes me think that Nintendo probably has quite a bit up their sleeves that they're going to unleash at some point. Any day now. Either that or they really pranked us good and just released all their big stuff in the first year. This has concluded your Switch February report. How do you feel about how February went for the Switch? Did you actually play any of the games that came out this month, unlike some people? How do you think March will go? Well, I'm Redkwan. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye.